Welcome to our Christmas edition of Thunder Talk. My name is Jordan White. I'm a sophomore here at MCC. Thunder Talk is just going to bring you news and announcements and updates about MCC. Today we have a special guest joining us today. We have President Kevin Ingram.
Good to be here. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. So excited. Just got finished with my finals and so excited to get with the break and then have a little time off before we get back here for next semester. But really I think the first question I think is kind of just a big part about this semester is if you could just give everyone an update on how this school year's gone dealing with COVID.
Well, I think it's really gone, as well as we could have hoped. Obviously we didn't want any cases on campus, but when we live in a community with 20,000 other college students and the interactivity that goes on, we obviously had more cases on our campus than we wanted. But really up until about the middle of November, I thought we fared very well. And I appreciate everybody's flexibility, everybody's focus, because it helped us make it that far in the year before we kind of had a little ballooning of cases and quarantines as well. And thankful that right now I don't think I know of anybody in the MCC family, the Thunder family, that has it or is in quarantine. There may be out there, and I'm sorry if you are and hope you're doing well. But I think it went pretty well. I appreciate everybody's flexibility. Right before Thanksgiving when we made the decision to move all the classes online, one of the main reasons was purely just for the consistency of what students were receiving. Instead of some being in the classroom and some being at home, we wanted to make sure that everybody was getting a consistent product, and that's why we left our campus open. And one reason we could leave our campus open was everybody was really doing pretty well. Masking, social distancing, washing their hands, and we're excited to have everybody back in January, and we're hoping that everything can continue. Just like we started the year, we can start the spring semester the same way.
Yeah, it's been, for COVID and what we realized, especially after, last semester getting canceled early, it's been a pretty great semester compared, with everything that's gone on. And so it's been fun, just being back on campus and seeing people for the time we have and being able to have that chance, because some campuses didn't even get that chance this year. And so
yeah, and I feel bad for our sports teams who did qualify for nationals and couldn't go, but yet as a couple of them said to me when I said, hey, I'm so sorry, they were like, well, you know what, we got to play. There are a lot of other colleges and athletes who didn't get to play this fall, and so we're thankful we were able to play at least. And so I appreciated that attitude, and I think that's a great attitude that reflects, everybody's attitude on campus. So that's one reason we had a great fall in the midst of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people may not know this, but you did attend Manhattan Christian College as a student. So what were some of your favorite memories as a student here?
Well, I attended from 81 to 86. One of my favorite memories, obviously, I would have to say is I met my wife and we got married, and my last 3 years of school we were married. And so I had the benefit of being both a single student for a few years and then being a married student for a few years. And I loved that. Probably one of my other memories that would be great were the choirs that I was in back in the day, in the old days. We had the big 40, 50 member choir, and we would take a fall tour and we'd take a spring tour. And between the spring tour 1 year and a group Lisa and I ran called Triumphant Sound, Lisa and I hit 28 states representing Manhattan Christian College that summer. We went all the way from the Northeast up into New York, Connecticut area, all the way down to Arizona by the end of summer. And so we went everywhere in between, and that would obviously have to be a special memory. But really probably third, and it's not third in line at all, is the many friends, because I tell people, we have our friends from high school and they're friends. But the friends we really stay connected with are our friends from college. And just the other day, visited with a friend from college. He was married. They lived across the street from us, or across the hall from us in the apartment building. And the friends that we developed while we're here, and we like to call them bologna sandwich friends. And that meaning that it doesn't matter how long it has been since you've seen each other. When you see each other, it doesn't matter if all you have in the cupboard in the fridge is bologna sandwiches. You're going to have a great night, and you're going to pick up right where you left off years ago. And so those are just a few of the great memories. I'd have to say the faculty. The word our students use now is still the word we used then, was the community. Faculty, the students, all of the above. There are so many great memories. Pranks. I could share some pranks, but I don't want them to happen again, so I'm probably going to leave those laying low right now. But just really tremendous, a lot of memories.
Absolutely. There are some special memories here at MCC. Just as someone who's only been here, haven't been here for a total of a year yet as a student here at MCC, and I've been around people who would bring up people from the past, people that I've gone on to other states to work, but still their memories of things they did and things that they do together still live on today, especially when you live in Johnson Hall. As a guy, you hear all of the stories from other guys, and it's just the cool things that you kind of get to be a part of here at MCC, and the traditions you kind of get to see.
I never lived in Johnson Hall. My wife did. Back then it was a girls' residence hall, and so I lived in Sanderson Hall, and it was an old frat house that a fraternity was done with and sold. And so we moved in after fraternity had worn it out. But it was a badge of honor that we lived there for 2 years, and we used to jokingly say you had to get more shots to live in Johnson Hall than you had to go to a foreign country. But we lived and survived, and it's a badge of honor. So again, phenomenal memories.
Yeah, and with those traditions and things, and maybe it's a tradition or maybe it's a new thing, but what's your favorite thing just about MCC that it has?
Boy, that's a great question. I love our location, that we're in the heart of a major university town that is not only a great town in and of itself, but recognized nationally. I love all of that about it, but ultimately I guess I would have to say the people. The faculty that we had that were not just faculty but friends, and have stayed in touch with many of them. The students, just the greatest part of MCC are the people who are part of it. And in my role, I probably see it better than most, because I get the privilege of not only being on campus and meeting the future generation, I get the privilege of traveling around and going to other states and seeing other places, and being in the churches that our alumni are serving in, and being in the ministries that our alumni are serving in. And it is just a privilege to see the impact of MCC. And so I guess really the people would really be what make it special, because I believe some of the best people I've ever met are people that I've met from Manhattan Christian College. And it is just a special place.
Yeah, it is. And then, speaking of MCC students, we sent out a challenge to the MCC students this week to see if they could send us any trivia questions about MCC to stump Prez Kev. And if they stump him, they get a free box of varsity donuts. So as a college student, there's a lot on the line here. So they sent in some very good questions.
I'm nervous about this one.
But it's all right. We gave you some warm-up questions. We had some ladies in the office and some warm-up questions to kind of get you ready. So we'll start here with what year was MCC founded?
1927. September 12th, 1927.
And he's going above and beyond.
Yeah, I got to get what I get. Because I think I'm going to fail here shortly. I'm looking for the extra credit.
Yes. Who was the famous MCC professor who wrote Epistle from Thistle, the Christian Standard from 1952 to 1982?
That's Dr. James Van Buren, and was one of the most incredible professors. He was brilliant. And one of my favorite memories of him, you didn't ask this, but I'm going to tell it, was he would just out of the middle of a class would quote a poem that was a lengthy poem that fit with the topic we were talking about, and by the end of it he would be crying and pull out his handkerchief, and just a special man. I wish everybody could have met him, because he was incredible.
That's awesome. And then when did the third floor wall in Johnson Hall get taken down?
Ooh, I don't remember what year, but it's since I've been at MCC. That's a great question. It's the Berlin Wall. I don't know if you guys knew we used to call that, based on the city of Berlin that used to have East and West Berlin. So back in the day, it used to be called the Berlin Wall, and it was probably around 2010, 2012, maybe in that range of years.
2010 is correct.
All right, so it's pretty good. After I think about it a minute, I'll get there.
Yeah, and then every winter during the first snow, the boys in Johnson Hall do a lap around City Park. What is this tradition called?
Ooh, I don't know, because it used to be the bell tower. So Ben's smiling. He knows what I'm saying. I don't know. Is it called the Snow Run? I'm going to guess.
The Johnson Mile is correct answer.
Johnson Mile, that's good.
And then a current MC student is one of MCC's top Facebook fans. Can you name the student?
Ooh, a current MCC student.
And now, no pressure. I guessed this right when Ben asked me this.
Well, I'm thinking through the student who responds to the emails I send out first. So when I've sent out all the emails over this time frame since March, which I've sent out more emails to students in the last 6 months than I have in my previous 14 and a half years, Sierra Sport Leader is always one of the first ones to respond. So I would say it's Sierra.
Yeah, I guessed that right too. So there you go, Sierra. You're known as being
That's right.
The biggest fan. So there you go.
I think she ought to get some donuts just for that.
I think that is a good point.
Good.
I think we can make that happen. And then, what did the cafe side of the campus center used to be unofficially called by students?
Oh, it had to do with Ned. And Ned was the chef and the cook at the time and had dining services. And oh my gosh, what was it called? I've been here so long, it's had so many different names. It was Ned's. It was just maybe Ned's. I'll stick with
Ned's Place. So
Ned's Place. Okay, I was close.
Yeah. And then who wrote the college's alma mater?
Oh my gosh, I could sing it for you, but I don't remember who. It was an alumni, if I remember right. Maybe a current student at the time, and wrote it like in the 50s. Wasn't it during the 50s?
Yep, it was in the 50s. It was Professor John Baird.
John Baird, okay, awesome. I should have remembered that.
Yep, and so...
Who also happened to be an alum, I think, so I was right on that part. I just had to share that.
So those are for the trivia questions, so congrats to those students who did get to stump Prez, Kevin, and for Sierra for being the biggest fan. We'll get you those donuts for sure.
Give Sierra props.
Yep, and then to finish us off here, we have the final 4 questions, so just 4 quick hitters.
Quick hitters, I love
just
this.
Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. So first, you're an avid golfer. What's your handicap?
At the end of last summer, it was an 8.
8. And then what's your favorite Christmas song?
Mary, did you know?
I like that one. What's your favorite Christmas tradition?
Favorite Christmas tradition? Probably our family's meals after Christmas Eve service, where it's before all the hubbub and it's just us around the table.
I feel that back when I was younger, we used to get steak every Christmas Eve for my family. I was like, yes. Once you get downstairs, I'm like, there we go.
Well, when I was a pastor, it was probably soup or chili in a crock pot, and we came home to a meal that was already done, and it, from a work perspective, all of my work was done, and we could just enjoy Christmas, and so that's probably why it's one of my favorites.
And then what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Wow. See, a friend of mine will be upset I wouldn't say Die Hard because he thinks it's a Christmas movie since it was filmed at Christmas. Probably Home Alone. I can remember when we went to see that with our kids. We were in Mobile, Alabama, and went and saw it with our kids, and it's either that or A Christmas Story. Both of those movies are just awesome, and I can remember just laughing uncontrollably at both of those movies, and so those would be my 2. Narrowing it down to 1 would be tough.
A Christmas Story is always my papa's favorite Christmas movie to watch. My mom would always give him crap because they had the BB gun and everything and getting shot in the eye. When I was really little, she's like, "You're showing the kids that movie."
That's right, and the leg lamp. The fact that we were out looking at lights in Manhattan the other night up at Miller Ranch. There's a house that has the leg lamp up on the 2nd floor. So we got to appreciate that.
Sweet. Well, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Your time, and so I'm excited to, just be back here next semester and be able to see you around more and everything else. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Hope everybody has a great Christmas, and we look forward to having you back in January.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Thunder Talk. If you or anyone you know is interested in attending MCC in person or online, please let us know. Send us an email, admissions@mccs.edu, and we will respond to you as quickly as we can. We just want to let you guys all know that we wish you guys a Merry Christmas here from MCC, and become the Thunder, change the world.